Good morning, guys. This is Coach Marley with Legacy Ministries Group. I want to thank you for joining me today on another blog. Today I want to talk to you about three things in common with championship teams, or an organization, a business, a church, anything like that. But before I get to those 3 points, I want to talk about leadership within the organization. Before anything happens, the leader is the foundation of any organization. People must understand that people will reflect their leadership. We cannot expect followers to grow beyond leadership. We can't expect followers to turn out fundamentally different than leaders, than their leader in that organization, because people will reflect those who lead them. Legendary Florida State football coach Bobby Bowden once said that everything that happens within an organization reflects back upon its leader. That's why it's so important for leaders in an organization, before you look at the championship teams and organizations, that leaders continually pursue growth, actively pursue growth, and they don't ever settle. They're not willing to settle in their quest for leadership. Okay, so point one in 3 things in common for championship teams and organizations would be that they believe in their coach. An organization believes in their coach. And I'm going to refer this to scripturally too in our relationship with the Lord. But number one, in looking at believing in your coach, that may be, obviously on a team you have a coach, in an organization you have a CEO or a president, a leader of the group, and a church would be a pastor or pastoral staff. That the people of that organization believe in that person. This requires submissiveness to authority, which I discussed last week. But in everything that you do, that you're willing to submit and believe in that leader. 1 Peter chapter 2 talks about this in the Bible. They believe the belief and talk of unity is void if submissiveness is not in an organization. If the people don't believe in the leader, then unity right there is taken away. We all know that the Bible tells us that a house divided against itself cannot stand. So unity and momentum just spins its tires, so to say, in a rut, and you can't move forward if there is no belief in the leadership. So there's got to be belief from the very beginning. If there's no belief, unity and vision gets frustrated. The people of the organization gets frustrated. So believing in the coach is number one, believing in the leader. How that relates to us in our spiritual walk, we must have great trust and belief in God. Belief in what God has called us to do, His Word, the Great Commission. Proverbs 3:26 says, "For the Lord will be your confidence." He must be our confidence in what we're doing daily, and we trust in Him. We believe in our leader, and ultimately God is our leader. Point 2 is great belief and trust in the system. In football, it would be the spread offense, the wishbone offense, maybe the pro style offense, whatever it may be. That team must believe in the system that the coaches have put in hand. What we're going to do, how we're going to attack the other team. This is how we operate. There must be great trust and belief in the system. People have to know the system and understand it. Different teams, looking back in history, have won championships throughout the years using different systems. We've all heard the slogan, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way many times to get things done and to be successful. But the most important thing is not what type of way you're choosing or what type of system you're choosing within an organization, but that there's belief behind it from the people below. It's something that in our hearts, it's a heartfelt way of, you know what, I'm going to stand behind what my leadership has put forth, and I bought in, total buy-in. And moving forward, we're all in unity, moving forward. If you believe in the system, you study it. You try to get better at it and try to gain an understanding in how the system works. It becomes second nature because of meditation and repetition. We continually repeat it, we understand it, we believe in it, and it starts flowing. The group becomes more confident once we all are in unison in believing in the system, and our ability to execute is much greater. This ability to execute and the confidence to do so many times propels a group to victory just in itself. That unity, like I said earlier, is more important than actually what the system is. The group may have less talent many times, and we've all seen this, but because they all have a great belief in the system that overrides the talent of another office or organization or group. Individuals of the group believe that they will be successful because of this process. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." They're all believing. They all believe they can do it, and unison flows. So how this relates to our spiritual walk is that there's trust in the system. We have to trust in the Bible and what the Word of God says. The Bible is our playbook, our blueprint, foundation. For me personally as a coach, it tells me how to be a coach, how to treat people, how to run an organization, ethics 101. It tells me how to be a father, how to be a husband, how to be a son, how to be an employee. The Bible is our playbook. I have to have great trust and belief in that system, first and foremost. And so we believe in the Word of God. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." So vision in what the Word and belief in what the Word says is vital. I heard a quote one time by Bill Cosby that said, he said, "I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." And that's a good quote. Try not to be a people pleaser. As a believer, we're trying to please God and work before the Lord and not for man, ultimately. But we also want to be a good steward and a good representative here with our walk. But the Bible does tell us, contrary to that quote, that in Joshua 1:8, it tells us, Bill Cosby said, "I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." Joshua 1:8 does tell us the key to success, and I'm going to read that. It says in Joshua 1:8, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do all that is according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success." The Bible guarantees our success right there. If we meditate on the Word of God day and night, we're careful to do everything written in it, okay, then we are guaranteed to have good success. Success sometimes may be different in God's standards than in the world standards, so we've got to keep our eyes on that. But we are guaranteed that. And so we can have the key to success if we trust and believe in the system, which is the Bible. I want to close with point 3. And point 3 is very important. It flows with everything else I've said. But point 3 is that any championship team or organization has great belief and trust in one another. They believe in each other. And this is so important because life's about relationships, and we are with each other daily. The acronym of team, together everyone achieves more. We are a team, whether it is a business, whether it's a church organization, or a sports team. So great belief in one another, trust and belief in one another facilitates care for one another, which gives birth to selflessness and squanders selfishness. It also creates a strong chemistry among the group. When people are believing in one another, they are servants. And that's the style of leadership that Jesus had, was servanthood. Leadership is servanthood and influence, basically 2 words, influence and servanthood. And when we believe in one another and we care for one another, we're going to serve each other. And then by serving each other, we influence one another with that godly humility. How trusting and believing in one another relates to our walk with the Lord? Well, it's quite simple that a love for one another is vital. This is, the second commandment. And Jesus told us that to have no greater love than this is that a man lay down his life for his friend. Okay, and he, obviously talks about love over and over and over, to have no other gods before me, but to love one another as yourself. And so loving each other is huge, right there at the top of the commandments. The Bible tells us that love never fails. And so if love never fails, and God is love, the Bible tells us that as well, then how much should we want that to be part of our organization? I know for me, I want love to be a huge part of my football team because the Bible guarantees that love never fails. So we've got to have love within our group, within each other, within our organization. We definitely all need that within our programs. And then last, when we love each other, great trust and belief in each other, we take care of each other. And I already talked about relationships. But at the end of life, when, any successful person, you've heard stories that they're maybe not have long to live and they're at the end of their life. They're not recanting the great things that they did, the victories they had, whether it be sports or in business. They want their family around. They want their loved ones around. It all comes back to relationships. And so point 3 really hones in on that. And I'll close with this. I heard a story about lions and tigers, lions versus tigers. I thought this was really interesting, and I've shared it with my football teams. But if you take a lion and a tiger and close them into a room, they say that the tiger will win every time, that the tiger will beat the lion. But if you take 5 lions and 5 tigers and close them in a room, that the lions will win every time. Because lions have the inside their heart that they have the ability to look out for one another. They're more concerned about the well-being of each other, where the tiger would be, I guess you could say, more selfish and is more of an individual fighter, where the lions come together and they fight together. So 4 plus 4 does not equal 8. 4 plus 4 equals 12. The synergy is greater with the group of lions. And of course, the lion is known as the king of the jungle. And so that's really neat when you think about synergy creating more. When we love each other, we have great trust and belief in one another. Anyway, hopefully that helps you, helps your team, helps your organization, whatever group you're leading. And we'd love to pray for you guys at Legacy. If you need anything, just email us, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you.